Hello, welcome to Tonglen for Climate Change. I'm Lama Liza. This is a special week for this practice because it's Earth Day on Friday. So Tonglen is a practice, it's a Tibetan word that means taking and sending. And so in this practice, we breathe in and open up to discomfort, to suffering, to challenge. And then we breathe out and we share our own good fortune, our abundance. We share what benefits a situation. So this is a practice that works with the breath, with the inhale and the exhale, and the simple visualization that goes with it. Normally, when we experience discomfort or suffering or challenge in some way, we try to make it better. We try to change it or shift it or make it go away or change it in some way. And so the idea is not that we should just grit our teeth and bear suffering or just kind of be a doormat and go along with whatever's happening. But this practice is a way of transforming our habitual reactions, where we can actually open up to challenge and difficulty. We can open our hearts, open our minds, and we can work with the challenges that we experience, that we feel. We can work with them in a skillful way where it actually helps us to be more awake, more present, helps us to open our hearts, to reveal that inherent wisdom and compassion that is the nature of our being. So Tonglen is a wonderful and powerful practice of working with our habituated patterns and working with challenges to be able to wake up and be more skillful and more beneficial in our daily lives and in our greater world. Tonglen is part of the mind training tradition, Lojong in Tibetan, and there's several different kind of collections of mind training teachings. One that's well known is the 7 points of mind training. So Tonglen is part of that system or methods of practice. And it's informed by what we call the view of ultimate and relative bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is a Sanskrit word. Bodhi means awake, and chitta means heart, mind. So it's the awake heart or the mind of awakening. The relative aspect is kind of the horizontal plane. It's the realm of relationships. The ultimate aspect is this view of interconnectedness. Ultimate bodhicitta is the recognition and embodiment of our own awakened nature. It's kind of the simplicity and clarity of our mind. Zen has a term, original mind, that I really like. So ultimate bodhicitta is not something grand, it's not somewhere else. It's what's here when we stop getting in the way. So this view of ultimate bodhicitta infuses all of our experience with relative bodhicitta. It's recognizing that all beings are inherently awake, that there is this essence of wisdom and compassion in every being. It's the interconnectedness of life. And so when we do Tonglen practice, we begin with flashing on that openness, that clarity of our mind. This also can be seen as kind of clearing the slate or dropping whatever we're caught up in. So when we flash on ultimate bodhicitta, we just let go of whatever's happening in our minds. We just let go in this moment. It's a sense of presence, clarity, openness. It can just be a glimpse of that simple, ordinary mind, ordinary, awake heart presence. The simplicity of being. This practice also is part of finding our own authenticity again. We're not trying to be or create something else. We're coming into our authentic nature. And then when we do the practice, today we'll begin with working with ourselves. Usually in Tonglen practice, you begin with your own experience, because it's through our own experience that we can relate to what others are experiencing. So we'll start with working with something in our own lives, in our own experience, and then we'll extend out to the world, to the earth. And particularly for this week of Earth Day celebration, we'll work with the earth itself and all of its inhabitants. So we'll begin the practice today with first, we usually describe it as refuge, cultivating refuge and bodhicitta. And then we'll do a short period of calm abiding, which is simply allowing ourselves to arrive. And then we'll begin the Tonglen practice. One of my dear teachers describes refuge as the decision to be awake. And so by coming and practicing here today, we're making that decision. We're moving towards wanting to be awake for the benefit of ourselves, our communities, for our earth, for our home. And so I invite you just to tune in to what that means, this sense of refuge, this sense of decision to be awake. Traditionally, it's the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. The Buddha being the teacher who sat under the Bodhi tree and awakened himself. And it also reflects our own awakened nature, our Buddha nature. Dharma being the teachings, the practices, and the Sangha, those who have carried this forward over the many centuries since the Buddha was alive. And also those who are practicing here today and who we practice with in our daily lives. And then bodhicitta is this cultivation that we're practicing and learning not just for ourselves, but for the benefit of all. With this wish that our efforts go out to all of existence and help all beings to be free of suffering, to be awake, to know their true nature, to be at ease. And so you can find a comfortable meditation posture, a stable foundation, the main part, the spine being elongated, kind of a length and straightness in the back and spine, and then the body relaxed. You can have your eyes open or closed. I like practicing with the eyes open because it keeps us engaged with the world. It also keeps us present in this moment. So the gaze can be just gentle and soft in front of you. And so take a moment to touch into refuge and bodhicitta in your own heart. This decision to be awake, and to practice for the benefit of all. And then to begin calm abiding, simply place your attention on this movement of your breath in and out through your nostrils, feeling how your breath moves in your body. It's beginning with getting familiar with that natural movement of air. And with calm abiding, we're placing our attention on an object, and when we notice we've become distracted, we simply let go of the distraction and bring the attention back. So it's developing stability in our mind, an ability to place our attention and have it rest there. Again, just placing your attention on your breath. And whenever you notice you're not there anymore, just placing it again. In that moment of noticing you're already back. And now we'll move into this flash of ultimate bodhicitta. So this is just touching into open awareness, clearing the slate, dropping all caught up. It's kind of letting the framework of your mind drop and resting in that open clarity, a sense of presence and beingness. And then moving into the taking and sending practice. Bring your attention to something in your life, some experience that feels difficult. It could be something related to your environment, worries around climate change, experiences, distress, anxiety around things that are happening in your home, in your community. And first, we're specifically looking at our own inner felt experience in these circumstances. Take a moment to bring a specific aspect to mind and feel it in your body. What does this experience feel like in your experience? Then we make the wish that we can be free of the struggle, free of the difficulty of this experience, not necessarily fixing it or making it better, but being willing to open to it, to stop fighting with it. And on the inhale, we breathe in that challenge, that difficulty, whatever that emotion or experience is. Breathe it into the heart. You can imagine that the heart gets as big as it needs to be able to receive this experience. You can also imagine your body or being just immeasurably vast. There's just so much space to breathe it in. And then on the exhale, you're breathing out whatever is supportive for this experience. It might be a relaxing, softening, a warm bath, friend to talk with, your own wisdom and caring. And you're breathing it out and imagining yourself receiving it. And a couple of cycles exploring this, breathing in, welcoming in the difficult experience. And in your own time, breathing out, receiving what's supportive. The visualization that can go with this is on the inhale, the sense of dark smoke or dark, hot, heavy claustrophobia, thick fog. If that visual helps in the visualization, breathing that in. And on the exhale, moonbeams of light, bright, white, clear, refreshing, cool light. In your own pace, breathing in and breathing out. Working with this for another minute or two. And as you practice, gradually see yourself becoming free of this struggle, this difficulty, and resting in a sense of well-being, of basic okayness, ease, softening. And as you feel ready, coming to completion with this visualization, Just letting your attention rest again in open awareness, letting go of any effort of visualization. Just coming back to your center, feeling the movement of your breath. And now bring to mind the earth, this whole planet upon which you're sitting. Maybe you can hear the sounds of birds around you, or the sounds of humans in their daily lives. Take a moment to expand your awareness through all of the continents, the land, the sea, the air, just touching this whole earth upon which we live. You can make the wish that the earth and all of its inhabitants be free of suffering, be free of the struggle, free of confusion, free of the cycle of harm, of our own habituated patterns that perpetuate our suffering. Make the wish that all of the earth and its inhabitants be free of this and have well-being, peace, have the seeds of happiness, of joy, of ease, of recognizing and knowing their own awakened nature. Of peace on the earth and in all of our hearts and minds. And when you're ready, you can begin the practice of taking and sending, touching, welcoming, acknowledging, being willing to be with whatever struggle and difficulty is there. Breathing it in with the wish that it be freed. And then breathing out whatever is supportive and beneficial for each individual circumstance. Imagine it being received, the suffering being relieved, this receiving of wellness, okayness, these positive seeds of awakening. So we can continue this practice together for a few minutes, working with all of the earth and its inhabitants. You can either work with all of it at the same time, or you can move between different places, working with different experiences that are happening right now on this earth, in this very moment, being present with it. Breathing in the difficulty, welcoming, letting go of the fight and the struggle. And breathing out our own wisdom, skillfulness, our own merit, beneficial qualities. Breathing out whatever is beneficial and supportive for that situation. Breathing in and breathing out. It's fine to pause at any moment and just come back to your breath. Rest for a few moments with the breath, and then return to the Tonglen practice when you're ready. As you do the practice, gradually seeing the entire earth and all of its inhabitants free of suffering and the causes of suffering, and seeing them receive and embody happiness, the causes of happiness, resting in their own sense of well-being. And then we'll conclude with a few moments of sending metta, of sending loving kindness out to all of the earth. So metta is a sense of wishing happiness, wishing good fortune. And so just send out these good wishes to all parts of the planet, from the mountain tops and the depths of the ocean, to every country, every being without exception. Sending out these good wishes. May you have happiness. May you have peace and ease. May you have all that you need: warmth, safety, home, food, clean water. Sending out whatever wishes feel authentic to you. Sending these good wishes. You can imagine it enveloping the earth, going to all of the corners and directions of the planet, and every single being without exception. And then when you feel ready, you can again let go of the visualization and rest again in open awareness. Letting go of the framework of your mind, just resting in this open clarity, presence, well-being. letting your energy integrate in your body. Any emotions or things that got stirred up, letting it come to harmony, balance within your body and being. And then taking a moment to dedicate our practice to the happiness, well-being, and awakening of all beings without exception. And also dedicating it to the earth itself, to all of the ecosystems, this incredible planet on which we live. Thank you so much for practicing together. So Tonglen is also a practice that you can do in your daily life. One breath Tonglen is a really wonderful way to integrate it. So you just take one breath in and one breath out, and then you rest. It can be if you see a houseless person on the street, or you see an animal suffering in some way, or you see clear cutting or whatever. Breathe it in, open, welcome to the suffering, and breathe out whatever is beneficial. It's a wonderful practice to carry to help us work with what we experience in our lives, with what's going on the planet. It helps to shift our mind also, bring us into our hearts, into our wisdom, into our skillfulness, so that we're functioning in the world from a place of clarity and wisdom rather than a place of reactivity or trigger or overwhelm in some way. So thank you so much for coming and practicing here today. I wish you a wonderful Earth Day, and feel free to be in touch. If you have any questions, you can write in the comments. Right. Thank you.